Hello guys, so in this example I'm going to go over how to take the integral of a natural log. So the integral of a natural log is actually pretty straightforward because the inverse process of the derivative is also pretty straightforward. So if you don't know how to take the derivative of a natural log, I do have a video on that I highly recommend watching. And for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to overthrow information there, so I'm not going to show how to take the derivative of a natural log. I'm going to show you how to recognize when you would apply the natural log, because I think that's one of the key steps to solving this one. So recognize it's a natural log would be the first step. Because I think that's the step that a lot of people miss. So recognize that it's natural log integration. So you do that by noticing that you have some function over x. So for example, in its most base form, a constant over x, not x squared, x to the power of 1. Then you apply natural log integration. So whenever you have a constant over x raised to the 1 power, then you apply natural log integration. Or for example, if you have a constant divided by x plus whatever, right? Plus 25, right? So an x raised to the 1 power. Then you would go ahead and apply natural log integration. I think that's honestly the hardest step, is knowing when to apply natural log integration. But if you do get that step, then the execution is actually very straightforward. So for this step, for this problem, we're given a function f of x and we're going to integrate it. So the integral of 4 over x plus 2 times dx. So the first thing we always do is pull out the constant. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So we're going to pull the 4 out, and we're left with the integral of 1 over x plus 2 times dx. So that's the first step, is just pulling out the constant, because it just makes the problem a lot easier. So we focus on what's on the inside without worrying about the constant. The next step is to identify n, and n is just the constant. So we're going to identify n as the constant. So in this case, our n is equal to 4, because n is our constant and our constant is 4. So now the next step would be to apply natural log integration. So apply ln integration. And I write ln because I run out of space. So in doing so, we look at this formula right here, and we see that when we have a constant n over x, this will be equal to n times the natural log of x plus c. So we just literally plug it in like that as we see it. So the integral of, so I'm going to leave the 4 outside, the integral of 1 over x plus 2 times dx is equal to n. We've identified n as 4, so 4 times the natural log of whatever our function is, x. So in this case, it's the natural log of x plus 2 plus c. And that's how you apply natural log integration. So the key step is recognizing it's a natural log integral by recognizing it has this form right here. A constant over x. A constant over x to the 1 power plus whatever number. Because if this was x squared, then we would decompose this using partial fraction decomposition, and that's another different integration method for another video, not this video. For this one, it's just the execution is very easy. I think the hard part is recognizing natural log. And you do use natural logs a lot for partial fraction decomposition, but it is very handy to know how to integrate a function that has the form of natural log integral. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. Hello guys, so in this video we're going to go over the concept of natural log integration, and the idea is very simple. The idea is that when we have a function n over x, a constant over x to the 1 power, then the integral of that would be n times natural log of x plus c. So without further ado, we're asked to find this integral of the function of f of x. So the integral of this function, integral of 3 over x times dx, we can find it applying natural log integration. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we have to recognize natural log form. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So some of y'all, if y'all are completely new to natural log integrals, y'all are probably thinking, what the heck is natural log form? So natural log form basically means when you have a function n over x. So, or n over x plus 1 or whatever, right? So in its most basic form, if you have a function 1 over x, or like for example, like 7 over x plus 102, that has form of natural log because you have a constant divided by x, or you have a constant divided by x plus a number. So that's the first step, is just recognizing natural log form, because the execution is actually really easy. So the next step, once you do recognize it does have natural log form, as this one does right here, the next step is to identify n. So identify n. So our n is our constant. Our n is our constant. So in this case, our constant is equal to 3. And then the next step would just be literally to apply natural log integral. And I write the abbreviation of natural log so I don't run out of space, but ln does mean natural log. So now we integrate this applying the natural log. So we know the integral of, we pull the constant out. Since we see a constant, we know our n is equal to 3. So 3 times 1 over x times dx. So in doing so, and when we apply the natural log integration, we integrate a function of n over x is equal to n times the natural log of x plus c. So this function is equal to n. What's our n? Our n is 3 times the natural log of x. And whenever you do have this, make sure you always use absolute value notation. It's just a rule of thumb, but make sure you always use it, because you will lose points if you don't use it. Plus c. Don't forget to add plus c at the end. So that's how you take a natural log integral. So the hardest part is just the first step, recognizing the natural log form. So when you see a constant over x or a constant over x to the 1 power plus a number, so keep in mind all these are x to the power of 1. Now if you see, for example, x squared plus 7, then you do not apply natural log integral. Don't do it. It doesn't work. If you see one of x to the 1 power, then you apply natural log form. Recognize the natural log form and get comfortable and used to the natural log form, because you do use it a lot. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that was helpful.